That's the late, great Wilko Johnson jamming with New York rockers Daddy Longlegs. Right now, that band is in Melbourne waiting to come to Auckland. Here's vocalist Brian Hurd to pay tribute to Wilko and to tell us what to expect when Daddy Longlegs rocks Auckland in December.
It's kind of a sad day, isn't it? We're all in mourning because of Wilko Johnson finally
giving
up the ghost. You guys are fans?
Oh, massive fans. Yeah, our band was really started over a mutual love of Dr. Feelgood and high energy pub rock, rhythm and blues. We love Dr. Feelgood, Eddie and the Hot Rods, and all the kind of Thames Delta R&B stuff, you know, as well as being an American band that's connected to the source.
Sure.
You know, but that's kind of like, our two aesthetics kind of coming together with a mutual love of that. It's good stuff.
Did you ever get a chance to see Wilko perform live?
We actually did. We saw Wilko perform in Belfast. Actually, we were playing a gig in Belfast and we found out Wilko was playing earlier that night. So we did our sound check, ran over to the gig where Wilko was playing and witnessed him finally in action, and it completely blew our minds. And we went back to our gig and we were just so psyched that we had witnessed it, and it definitely inspired us that night for sure.
Cool.
But that was really just the beginning of our whole Wilko trip, because anytime we would tour the UK, we were on our like where's Wilko missions, you know. And so we would always go out and play in Southend, you know, an old haunt of his called the Railway Hotel, just hoping he would walk through the door. And we played about 2 or 3 times there until he finally had got enough of a vibe that, hey, this American band keeps coming here and playing. Every time they're in the bar, they keep asking for you.
Right.
So he ended up turning up to our gigs and having pints with us, and eventually joining us on stage. The last couple of times that we played there.
Cool.
So quite an honor.
Yeah, well, we actually had him longer than we thought we were gonna, so it was all kind of extra time there in the last few
years. Really.
So,
it really is.
And for folks who are non-musicians, I mean, he obviously had a unique presentation and form visually, but musically, what was it that stuck out for you about him?
You know, the whole thing of not playing guitar with a plectrum, as he called it. You know? It's like, who plays guitar like that? Like absolutely no one. You know, he is just in a class of his own. You know. Just that sound. It's kind of like a chunky chunka. It's angular. Just like,
All righty.
So it's even hard to describe.
No, but I can hear it in my head.
Me too.
It's cool. Yeah. So all righty. So back to Daddy Longlegs. So for folks who aren't, you guys are from New York City, right?
Yeah, that's right.
How long have you been together? For
12 years now.
All right. And
we formed in 2010.
And what brought you together?
Well, we were all kind of just downtown New York rock and roll guys, and we were all in different bands doing our own things and playing gigs together and starting to party together and listen to records together. And all those bands kind of fell apart, and this was just kind of like an afterthought because I was just really getting into blues records and playing blues harmonica, and Marat was starting to play a lot of slide, and we just got it together just to play on the street at house parties for fun. There was no plan to take over the world or anything like that.
Yep. And it happened anyway. You've taken over.
It happened anyway. Yeah.
These things.
Yeah.
And it's a fairly unique lineup because slide and guitar and drums. And are you traveling with a piano player?
We are. Yeah. We've got Dave the Wave with us. He's been with us for about a year now, doing all the gigs, all the road shows. And he's been fantastic. Yes, he's a brother. He's a family member. Yeah, we love having him on board.
Right. And I see you guys do quite a few covers. I mean, I was just flipping through some old set lists. Everybody from the Flaming Groovies to Canned Heat. So how does the band decide what they're going to do on any particular night? Do you have a huddle? Or did somebody just crank out a riff and off you go?
Yeah, it's kind of a huddle. I mean, we definitely like prepared for this tour because obviously it's a big long tour and a lot of shows. But I don't know. We've always kind of had all our original stuff, and then like on the other side of the coin, we have this whole canon of just stuff that we dig that we can just pull out of our hats, you know. Like
Right.
we're no strangers to playing you know, at like weddings or house parties. And, you know, sometimes we like to go off the beaten path and play something, that we haven't already hammered into the ground over and over again. So, yeah.
So what are the shows been like in Australia? Is it different playing there than in the States or UK or whatever?
Yeah, it's definitely different. But I mean, when we got here, we were definitely felt like strangers in a strange land. You know, people are looking at us like we were from another planet. And but the gigs have all been really well received. We did 3 shows at a festival up in Western Australia, and then we did East Fremantle, and we weren't really sure what it was going to be like. We were playing this little jazz bar, but the crowd just completely went mental and were just dancing and singing along the whole time. So that was a good sign that things are going to be good here. And since we've made it over to Melbourne, this is like the promised land here.
Yeah, Melbourne's a cool town, definitely.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of good.
Where are you from?
Well, I moved here from Rochester, New York, upstate.
No way.
Yeah, have you been there?
Yeah, we were there recently. We just played the Rock and Rochester Festival.
It's
amazing. What an amazing town. It's just a lot of history there, and we went to the bop shop. I'm sure
I know Tom Cohn very well.
Yeah.
We were best buddies.
Yeah, we're always amazed how many good like musicians and bands come out of there. It's like
yep. And have you gone to the House of Guitars as well?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, what a place.
I used to make all their TV commercials.
Oh man, those are great. Those are great. We love those.
So yeah. That's great.
Incredible.
Yeah. So anyway, back to you guys. Now, have you guys put out a new single recently? Something called Nightmare?
Yes, this is a brand new single. It's called Nightmare. It's Of the Times anthem. We wrote this in the middle of the pandemic, and we wrote and recorded a whole new album. And so the Nightmare single is kind of like the prelude to what's going to come for the next album, which is due out in March.
Is it all recorded?
Year. It's all recorded. It's all in the can. It's all in production. So,
all right.
Yeah, keep an ear out for it.
Cool. Are you playing
Street Sermons?
Street who?
Street Sermons.
Okay. Very good.
We're gonna hear some kind of our whole kind of after live music was grinded to a halt. We just kind of started performing on the street, you know, again, like we kind of had started in the beginning, just started doing these street gigs. We just pop up on a street corner in the East Village, and you know, because we have a portable, you know, system to what we do live, and people just love it, you know. So yeah, it was pretty wild. So that kind of became the whole concept of this new album, is our street sermon era.
All right, that's cool. And are we gonna hear some of the songs when you play here from the new album, or
yes,
for later?
We're playing a lot of the new material. So yeah.
Cool. And so, have you played in New Zealand before? Is this your first time down here?
This is a first time. Yeah, first time down under, and first time in New Zealand. So we're really excited about it.
So when you come to a new place like this, and I assume you're going to be around for a few days at least, what do you do to kind of get a feel for the place?
Basically we hit the pubs, we hit the record shops.
Yep.
We just talk to the locals and hang out, and I don't know, we seem to attract good people everywhere we go, because you know, people always ask us, hey, who are you guys, what are you doing, where can I check out your music, you know, and and we'll just be like, where's a good place to get a drink around here? What's a good record shop? And
right.
That's kind of how we do, just kind of get down with the locals and just immerse ourselves in the whole scenery.
All right. Do you know much about the history of New Zealand music and Flying Nun and all that malarkey?
Yeah, that's great stuff. I mean, I didn't think that I did, but after our drummer Josh Stiles kind of gave us a crash course, and I was like, oh right, of course, and a lot of great stuff. So many good like singles and garage punk nuggets and punk stuff. The whole Flying Nun catalog, yeah, great stuff.
All righty, very good. So the album is going to come out when? Like March of next year, did you say?
Yeah, March 16th, 2023. Street Sermons. That'll be out on Yep Rock Records.
On Yep Rock. They're a fine label, aren't they? Seem to be
they sure are.
Doing the business.
Yeah.
Very good. All righty. Well, I can't wait to see you guys. I'm glad we finally made this happen. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys December.
Me too, Marty.
Yep, it'll be fun.
Yeah, where are we going to see you?
I'll be at the Whammy Bar.
The Whammy Bar. Cool,
in fact,
man.
I'm going
Look
there
forward
tonight.
To meeting you in person. I'm glad we finally got a chance to catch up.
Yeah, absolutely. Cool. Have a great day. Thank you.
Take it easy, man. See you real soon.
Yep. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.